Okay, so these are three things that I feel like I wish I knew before I was really into photography. Number one, to raise my price. You're starting off, you are building your portfolio. You're building your experience. You are not charging what a lot of the seasoned photographers are charging. You're just not. You're new. In most scenarios, you're learning on a job. You don't have the most expensive gear. Again, you're not as experienced and as polished. So it's imperative that you build your portfolio. You want to build your portfolio, build your experience. You want to network. You want to, again, you're learning on a job. So you're getting better with almost every shoot. And so you want to get a vast number of shoots under your belt. So quantity is important, right? But then it gets to a point that I kind of hit this wall where I'm charging less. My quality and my experience has increased. My portfolio is pretty good for the amount of time that I've been doing this. But for some reason, I'm still charging like I just started taking pictures last week. And that's the problem. I think a lot of times as amateur photographers, as new photographers, you're still kind of new. You're still building. You're still trying to get, kind of get higher and higher on the ladder, if you will. And the problem is that we get stuck with, I'm not as good as, these other photographers, so I'll just charge this much. But you're actually better than where you started from. And you may even be better than the majority of people that you're comparing yourself to. If you're shooting in quantity, like all the time, every weekend, because you have to make a profit, and the only way for you to make a profit because you're charging so low is to shoot a lot. To navigate around that and understand early on, that would be very helpful. So I think for me, it was hard, like the first, I would say 2-3 years of understanding where am I priced at? Like, am I priced fairly for what I do? And I wasn't. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of clients that I should have made a police report. Because they robbed me. They definitely robbed me, and I let them. So maybe I shouldn't call the police because I let them rob me. I just said, here, take it like it's yours. And that's a problem. You need to raise your prices. And that's something that I like. Whew. A lot of people y'all watching right now. Y'all know, like, man, we got him for this much. Y'all know who y'all are. The second thing I think, which is very important to understand, you should not compare yourself to other seasoned professional expert photographers. They've been doing it for a while. They know what they're doing. They have very expensive equipment, expensive gear. They are preferred vendors. They are highly sought after. They produce phenomenal images. And you're just starting off. Why are you comparing your work to them? When you compare yourself to other people, you never really fully appreciate your work, how far you've came and where you are about to go. So there's no need to save every photographer's work in your phone. And when you're on a shoot, like, hold on, let me see this pose. Like, no, just do you. Just do you. Like, you got it. Just be the best version of you and not, a replica of someone else. And I think that's the most freeing and liberating thing. So not comparing yourself to other photographers is like such a game changer mentally. And it will definitely help you get your own following. The third thing that I think really, really was beneficial for me to understand amateur photographer, I wish I knew this early on, is that you don't have to spend a lot of money on gear and equipment. Stop it. You don't need this lens and that lens. Let me tell you something. I firmly believe this, even though I may break this rule, but this is facts. You do not need more than 2 lenses. You don't need more than 2 lenses as a photographer. You just need 2. You just need 2 lenses. You can get by with just 1, honestly. But to have 2, that's all you need. If you get a third lens, it might be a specialty lens, But it's definitely not something that you need every single day, because the 2 lenses that you have should encompass most of what you do. If you're doing a wedding and there's only 1 lens that you can take, most people will argue that the 24-70 is the lens. Prime shooters would say the 35 or the 50. I feel like either of those 3 lenses is what you need. Like, you need those. The second lens, you can go portrait. If we're still talking weddings, you can go get you an 85, get you a 70-200. If you don't like those type of close-up shots, maybe you go wide, get you a 16-35, 12-24. But either of those pairings is what you need. Anything else is extra. The problem is that as an amateur photographer, when we start off, we're asking every photographer in the world,
what type of lens is that?
And some people may say, oh yeah, I use a 35, man, that's my favorite lens. Yeah, I took this picture with a 50, that's my other favorite lens. And now you feel like you need a 35 and a 50. There's no rule ever that says if you only have 1 lens as a photographer that you are a bad photographer and you don't know what you're doing. You don't need a lot of gear. You just don't need it. So save your money. Don't buy, 5-6 different lenses just because you see that your favorite photographer used a new lens, so now you got to get a new lens. But yeah, and those are like the 3 key things that if you are able to navigate around those things, then you will set yourself up to be successful. So yeah, I wish I would have known those 3 things before starting off. I would have been in much better shape early on, and it would have helped me to kind of catapult my business a lot quicker. So again, if you like the video, like the video. You see, like the video. If you aren't a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I will definitely catch you all on the next video.